same to me. Pray to let their voices be heard. Build a freedom when you hear your name. Know your beauty's unique and not supposed to be the same. So grab the wind by the tail. Keep going if you fail. Travel your own journey. Paint the lyrics to your melody.
Hey you guys, what's up? Thank you for tuning in to Sunflowers Life Coaching and Motivational Speaking. I just want to give you guys a few moments to go ahead and head over to Facebook. Type in Sunflowers Life Coaching and Motivational Speaking in their search bar. And if you see a page that pops up with a whole bunch of sunflowers, it's me. And just go ahead and you can shoot me a message or you can comment on one of the posts that I've created and just tell me where you're from and tell me which podcast you heard. And also, I have a free life coaching journal. It's called Sunflowers Life Coaching Journal. If you guys want it, just send me an email and I will shoot you the PDF version and you can print it out and get started on that life coaching journal. It's basically, you go on there every day and you just tell yourself how your day was. It's just to get you in the mind frame of thinking positively. Now, last week we talked about taking back your mind, right? So we said you identify the reasons for your low self-esteem. You acknowledge your past, but you don't dwell on it. You face your skeletons or you face your demons. You face the things that you've done or that has been done to you. You determine what is important to you. You ignore negative comments. You ignore negative thoughts and you think positively. And you counteract every thought with a positive thought, even if it's a negative thought. So, you guys, please forgive me and bear with me because I am sick. And so if you guys hear me sniffle, just bypass it. Just ignore it. It's not COVID. I got tested. It was negative. So that's a plus. It's just a real bad cold or sinus infection. I don't know. The doctors didn't really say much about that. But I feel like it's getting better, kind of, sort of. I feel like I'm trying to get over it. I'm trying to, kick this thing's butt. But anyways, this week we are going to talk about taking back your happiness. So, we have 5 stages in taking back your happiness. And I'm going to tell you guys each stage, and then we're going to go back and we're going to go over each stage. So the first one is acknowledging your emotions. The second one is be content with the person in the mirror. The third is don't compete for attention. The fourth is treat yourself like you deserve to be happy. And the fifth is find time to enjoy friends and family. So let's dig into this first one, right? Acknowledging your emotions. First of all, how do you acknowledge your emotions? How do you even know what your emotions are? So let's say Brenda Jones from up the street got mad because your dog was off the leash. And so she done came out in front of the whole neighborhood and just basically put you on blast and it pissed you off, right? And so now you mad. But let's stop. Let's rewind. How did you feel when Brenda Jones put you on blast in front of the whole neighborhood? Were you mad? Were you embarrassed? Or were your feelings hurt? Okay, so being mad is just the outer shell of your emotions. Being mad is just, I'm mad, but there's a reason behind you being mad. You're mad because your feelings were hurt. You were embarrassed. Something upset you that got you to the point of being mad. And that's what we want to do. We want to figure out what made you mad. What got you to that point of being mad? And I want you to realize it and I want you to acknowledge it. Okay, I'm mad because you hurt my feelings. I'm mad because you embarrassed me. I'm mad because just this made me unhappy. This is why I am mad. And once you acknowledge what that was that made you upset or sad or, whatever outer shell emotion, I want you to feel it. Okay, you embarrassed me. And I know you embarrass me. You know you embarrass me. I'm going to let you know you embarrass me. But I'm going to feel that embarrassment so that I can learn from it. Or that way, if it happens again, I'm going to say, okay, last time this embarrassed me, but this time I'm going to own it. Yes, my dog was off the leash. I apologize if he affected you in any way. However, from this point forward, I'm no longer embarrassed. Okay? So we're going to feel our emotions. We're going to feel what fuels our outer temperament. But we are not going to just lay there and wallow in it. We are not going to let them emotions simmer. We are not going to let them fester. We are not going to allow them to interact or develop the rest of our day. We're going to acknowledge them. We're going to feel them, and then we are going to let them go. We're going to allow these emotions to breathe, but we're not going to bottle them in. Because picture it. All right. I want you to picture a Coke bottle, and they have the Mentos, right? I know you guys see all those little experiments on social media where they take the Coke bottle and they put the Mentos inside of it and they screw the lid back on, and then boom, it's a huge explosion, right? So picture yourself being the Coke bottle. You are the Coke bottle. The Mentos, those are your emotions. Those are the things that are bothering you. Those are the things that are hurting you. Those are the things those are the things that you don't want to readily come out and talk about. And we're going to twist that top on. We're going to twist that top on all these emotions. And we're going to let it build up. And we're going to let it fester. And then here we are, a year down the road, 2 years down the road, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. And then all of a sudden that Coke bottle just done blew up. The lid done popped off. You out here looking like a crazy man. Don't nobody know why you done flipped out and just went crazy all on everybody. Nobody knows. Everybody's trying to sit here and figure out like, what did I do? What happened? That's because you're not allowing yourself to feel your emotions. You're not allowing yourself to let your emotions breathe. You got to stop holding that stuff in and let it go. Let it go, sis. We're not going to do that anymore. From this point forward, we are going to try to keep it moving. This next one, baby, listen, this next one, it's easy to say. Okay, it's easy to say, but it's hard to do. Because I done been here. Be content with the person in the mirror. Baby, it's hard to be okay with that person that's staring back at you. It's hard to know that I stole from my great-great-grandma before she died. You know, it's hard to say that, I went down here and robbed the corner store, but nobody ever knew it was me. Or I cheated on my last chemistry exam because it was going to either fail me or let me pass to the next grade. It's hard to be content with the person that's staring in the mirror because you know all that person's secrets. And we are ourselves' biggest critics. Whenever it's coming to loving ourselves, we really have to stop condemning ourselves for what we did when we were younger, for what we did yesterday, because who I was yesterday, baby, that's not who I am today. What I did 10 years ago, that was me on my journey to who I am today. I don't care what I did when I was 15. I don't care what I did when I was 20. Baby, I don't care what I did when I was 29.5. Baby, here I am today at 29.9. And I'm going to keep it cooking and I'm going to keep it pushing. We have to forgive ourselves for our past. And that is what hinders us a lot because we're so stuck in the past. How are you going to move to the future if you're stuck in the past? You got to let that past go. And I know I talk a lot about the past. And that's simply because whenever it's coming to decisions that we make today, the past influences our decisions. Whether it's good decisions or bad decisions, everything that we have done in our past influences decisions that we are going to make in the future. So, if you are going to continue to allow your past to influence your decisions for the future, make sure it's influencing it for the right reasons and towards the right directions and right journey and the right path. Stop beating yourself up for what you did. Because let me tell you something. What you did to old man Jenkins when you was 10, Mr. Old Man Jenkins knew you was 10 years old, and Mr. Old Man Jenkins knew that, you done knocked on his door at 12 o'clock at night because you want to be out here playing ding dong ditch. And now here you are, 25, and you still feeling bad about what you did at 10. But that whole time, Mr. Jenkins was sitting on his couch laughing because he remembered when he was 10 and he was going down the street playing ding dong ditch at that very same age. The stuff you are still dwelling on because of what you did to someone else, you can apologize and move on from it. You can forgive yourself for it. Never forget, because once you forget, you always repeat the same cycles. So we don't want to forget. We want to forgive. We want to move on, and we want to remember. That's what we want to do. Forgive, move on, and remember. Because this is what's going to help you to make better decisions for the future. Don't compete for attention. Listen, let me say this again. Don't compete for attention. Okay? If you with Jimmy Jones and Jimmy Jones got a side chick named Sally Jones and your name Billy Ray Cyrus, baby, if Jimmy Jones wants Silly Jones or whatever her name was, let her have him. Let him have her. You are too good and you deserve way more than what you are allowing yourself to deal with. Stop settling for less. That's the problem. We are always competing for attention when it's a billion people out here in this world and you over here stuck on one fish. Honey, one fish. You stuck on this one person when it's a billion people out here, and there's somebody out there that will treat you the way you want and deserve to be treated. Never settle for less and never compete for somebody's attention, because you over here damaging your self-esteem and your self-worth because you can't figure out or understand why he can't just commit to you, or why she can't just commit to you, and why he can't just leave her alone or she can't leave her alone. Whatever the case may be, you over here messing yourself up because of issues that they have within themselves. You cannot fix everybody, and stop trying to. Stop competing for that person's attention. I don't care who they are, baby. They can be John Legend or Megan Good. It ain't that good. It's not so good to where you need to lower your standards and lower your self-esteem and lower your self-worth and your self-love. There's nobody out there that's good, that is that good. No, nobody is worth you losing yourself in. Okay? Treat yourself like you deserve to be happy. Woo! Let me say that again for the people in the back that can't hear me. Treat yourself like you deserve to be happy. What you mean? Take yourself to get that manicure. If you have to go by yourself, listen. I love my niece. I love my mama. I love my wife. I love them to death. But there are days where I don't want to be a parent. There are days where I do not want to be that child that has to take care of her, who has to take care of her mother. There are days when my wife is right here staring at me, so we're going to skip that last part. But no, for real, there are days where you just need to go. You need a break. There are days when you need a mental break, and that's okay. If my wife came and said, "Babe, I need a mental break," I would probably feel some type of way because I'm used to going everywhere she go. Okay? Even though, right there, I'm kind of two-sided because there are days when I'm like, listen, babe, I need a mental break. I need to go do this by myself because I need to breathe. But that's just us. But if she did say that she needed a mental break, I would completely understand. There are days when we say, okay, we don't want to be parents today. And we'll go and we'll do a date night and we'll get a room and we will just chill out, of course, while we at that room, what we doing? Thinking about being parents. At the room thinking like they eat, what they over there doing, like, are they okay? Because that's just who we are. But just to know that you have an outlet to go and treat yourself to the finer things in life. And the finer things can be a walk in the park, baby. The finer things can be going out here and instead of buying you and your child a milkshake, you just get you a milkshake and you sit in your car for an extra 30 minutes and you drink your milkshake and you scroll through Facebook. Treat yourself like you treat treat yourself how you treat your spouse. That's what you need to do. Because a lot of times we treat our kids and our spouses and our parents a whole lot better than what we treat ourselves. We would take our last dime to buy that child a pair of shoes. We'll take our last dime to make sure that everybody in the house has food to eat. We'll take our last dime to make sure that all the electricities and the bills are paid in the house. Which that is a necessity, but sometimes you need to take that last ounce of nerves before that child goes to getting on it. You need to take that last ounce of nerves and lock your bedroom door. Lock your bedroom door, turn that music up to 100 if you have to, so you don't have to hear nobody banging on them doors or banging on them walls. Run you a nice bubble bath. Put you some candles in that bathroom. Put you some Epsom salt in there. Buy yourself some flowers. I do it all the time. Buy yourself some flowers and throw it in that tub. Sip on you some wine or use some sparkling water, whatever you need to do, whatever have you. And baby, you block out the world. Make sure you put on some nice soothing. I always refer back to the 90s R&B because that was the best period of R&B. This new R&B, I'm not really sure what it is. But put on you some nice, relaxing, and calming music. And you just live your best life. You got to treat yourself with nice things. Even if it's not really, it doesn't have to be expensive to be nice things. Treat yourself how you treat your spouse. Now if you're not a good spouse, then, let's revert back to treating yourself like you deserve to be happy. And this right here, it plays a lot with people who battle with depression. Because I recently gained a lot of weight. And so because I gained a lot of weight, it made me depressed because I gained a lot of weight. And then I gained more weight because I was depressed, and I was depressed because I gained weight. So it was kind of like a battling yo-yo. And I was like, I'm not going to buy any more clothes because I'm going to lose this weight. But then I kept trying to fit into those other clothes, and it made me even more depressed. Baby, buy them clothes. It's okay. Maybe you will get back down to a size 10. Maybe you won't. But at the end of the day, you going to feel good and you going to look good while you strutting around in your birthday suit or in them nice clothes. We going to make it do what it do. Okay. This last one is find time to enjoy your friends and family. Now, I am very big on family. I love family. I love everything about family. I am very family oriented. When we drive home, I like the big cookouts. I like the big fish fries. I like my family, swarming me, giving me hugs, kisses. I am really big on family, and we live so far away. So whatever chance I get to go home, I'm taking it because I am just that big on family. And being down here, I don't get to see my family that often. So let me give you guys a backstory. I think I told you guys a few weeks ago. It was my mom's birthday, and 3 of her sisters, her brother and his wife, my aunt, and their daughter, they all flew in for my mom's birthday. And so I was supposed to be at work. I done tricked my mom, said, I got to work this weekend. And so she's like, oh man, you got to work. So my wife's in on it. So I'm like, okay, we're going to take the baby to your mom's house. And when y'all get back, we going to already be at the house. So they get back, and my aunts, I done drove to the airport, done picked them up. We done came back home. We done actually stopped, got something to eat. We done ate. We done came back home. So they done I took their bags upstairs. And so as soon as we put their bags upstairs, they seen where they were sleeping at or whatever. My mom pulled up. So my aunts, they sit on the stairs. I come downstairs. I'm recording, trying to play it off. And my mom she's just so oblivious to what is going on. And so she's like, I used the restroom. And I'm like, well, Mom, go upstairs to use the restroom because it's not even toilet paper down here. So she's walking up the stairs and she almost walked into one of her sisters and they just screamed, surprise. Y'all, the look on her face was priceless. Now, I tell y'all this story because when you are in your darkest moments in life, family and friends can bring you out of it. You know, you may think that they don't know what you're going through or they don't know how you feel. But I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, they not been through the exact same thing. And you really have to lean on your elders. And I say your elders because they have more wisdom and they have more experience. And a lot of times your cousins that's your age, they might have your back during a certain period, but I've learned to be very choosy with who I share my true feelings and emotions with, because you don't know their hidden motives. You don't know what they have going on, their underlying ulterior motives. So I say choose the elders and speak to your elders because they've been through just about everything you've been through, and they have a remedy or a method that you could use or that you could tweak to help better your situation. Okay, so my uncle, he's a pastor. Amazing guy. He is, he likes to be the life of the party. Like, and when I say life of the party, he's a comedian. That's just who he is, and even though he's the pastor and I'm gay, like how ironic, right? Well, not really, because he's just that type of guy. He's a pastor, but he tells you, I love you for who you are, and I'm not the person to judge. So I'll call him, or when I was younger, I would call him and I would say, I'm really having a tough time. And he would, sometimes, he'll bring out the Bible, and back then I'd be like, we go with this. I just need some advice. And it's so crazy because he'll just start talking. We'll completely get off subject and he'll start talking and he'll give me a story or a situation. And without me even realizing, he done gave me advice on to how to get myself together and pull myself out of this rut and move on from that situation or from that story or from that point. So I say really lean on the elders in your family because they can help pull you out. Also, they a good time. You may think, your old Christian auntie now that always has that Scrooge face on is just always me. But baby, she was a force to be reckoned with when she was back in her younger days. Sit down and talk to them. They have stories that will blow your mind. When my family was here, that's basically what we talked about, the old days. Back in the country, we say the olden days. All we talked about was the olden days. So really find time to enjoy your friends and family. They can really help build you up whenever you are feeling low. And then you can also be that bridge or that pillar for them to help build them up whenever they feeling low. It's a two-way street here. So you guys, we have come to the end of the podcast for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you guys would like to get a free copy of the Sunflowers Life Coaching Journal, go ahead and go to Facebook, hit that search bar, and send me a message and be like, hey, I came here from Buzzsprout Podcast, Reddit, or whatever account you heard me on, and let me know and say I want the free life coaching journal. Or if you want to get it you can also get it from Amazon. I'm telling you now, it's $5 on Amazon. Only because I wanted to create an official ebook link to where if you have a Kindle or something like that, you can pull it up and you can just write on it on there. But they didn't have an option for me to, give away to you guys for free. So just send me an email and I'll send you guys the free PDF, or you can go into Amazon. The link is in the description and you can get it on Amazon too. And there will also be a hard copy available coming soon. I will keep you guys updated on when it's available and the process of how that is going to go. Also, you guys, if you are out here and you are looking to turn your life around and you're looking to make new moves, maybe you want a new career, maybe you want to learn how to be more adventurous, I am a life coach. You can go to my website, www.sunflowerslifecoaching.com, and you can schedule a free consultation, or you can also, if you go to the Facebook site, which is Sunflowers Life Coaching, and send me an email. We can also get started on there as well. Again, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I thank you for listening to the podcast. Send me some comments, tips, concerns, whatever you want to hear about next, or what you want to hear about in a later podcast. I am more than willing to take suggestions. Again, you guys are beautiful. I love you, and I hope you have a beautiful day.